We just take a breath, or as many as it takes to center, to know that no matter what happens on the outside of us in this world, we have true sanctuary within. That even in tumult, even in crisis, we always have the power to take that breath and to return to one. God in the midst. We always have the power to remember that we are in the midst of Godness. That the center of God in our world begins in the center of our being. We get to create sanctuary because sanctuary exists always in Godness. Call it whatever works for you, source, creator. Within that source of all there is always peace, is always love, is always the truth underneath all of the appearances, all of the decisions, all of the dedication that we bring to our life. Within every diagnosis, within every illness, within every upheaval, there is God within. There is source energy within it. The invitation to return to sanctuary. The invitation to know that peace, to know that we can be the calm within the storm. It's not about what's happening outside. It's about the truth inside. That never-ending, that never-depleting source. It exists in the very breath that we take. We are breathing the breath of God itself. Within every breath, we can find the peace and the love within it. And in this time when we know there is upheaval, we use this opportunity of where more and more are gathered, we get to multiply the energy of source by each one of us here. So we find that source within us, the source of the truth underneath, capital T, truth, of love. And we go now to that source within. Once we find it, we allow it to expand within, filling every single nook and cranny of our bodies and our consciousness and our thoughts, love and peace, compassion, acceptance, expansion and evolution. We find that within, and then we just allow it to move all the way through our skin, out through this room, sending that love, that peace to the people in front of us and behind us, next to us. We feel the room fill with that compassion, with that source presence, until it overflows out through the walls, out through the ceiling, out through the rafters, into the space around us. But we don't stop there, we keep going. envisioning that wave of love and peace moving ever outward from that unstoppable force within us. We just keep it moving, visioning that source energy, that peace and love moving through every leaf, every tree, every bit of air, every bit of water, into the ground beneath us and up into the atmosphere beyond. It's a never-ending well within us, and we just keep it going. We keep it moving. We keep feeling it moving outward and expanding. We envision it moving around our entire planet, where everyone will feel the waves of love, where everyone will know that even beyond conflict, there, yes, is peace. And we just keep sending it out for a moment in the silence together, multiplied and expanded. And even as we allow it to land, we know that even as we bring our attention back to this time and space, that wave continues. That wave grows. That peace grows. That love grows. That any conflict will pass. And that peace is there. Love is there. We see it expanding. We see it as the truth, and we say, thank you, God. And so it is. And amen. Amen. So, what do we know? Well, this year, our whole year, is about empowering the 12 powers. And each month, we're concentrating on another one of the powers. And this month, in March, we step into wisdom. And as I've said, I don't know how many times up here, don't expect me to be the sage on the stage. Frankly, the sage on the stage approach to ministry really doesn't do anything for me. I don't know about you guys. But I don't want somebody who seems kind of removed from humanity and someone who supposedly has every answer that I'll ever need standing up here acting like they know more than I do and trying to land it on me when I know they have the same struggles that I do. When I know that if they're not human, they can't teach me anything. Because I'm here trying to figure out how to be the best human that I can possibly be, knowing that underneath it is divinity. Knowing that underneath it, I'm a part of the allness of all that this universe is, all of the allness that exists. I too am a part of that. And doggone it, I'd like to figure out how to do this thing as well as I can so that I can have the best possible life experience and get the most out of my life and slide into home plate at the end of my life going, whew, used it all, did everything I could, got all the tattoos, did the stuff, said yes to as much as I could and showed up. When life says, would you? I said yes. As long as I was being in attunement, in in alignment, with my divinity, with with doing honor to the creation that I was brought here to be. And that's where this wisdom comes in. Just like when we talked about strength last night. Yeah, you all were there, right? No. Last month, when we were talking about strength, I kept saying strength isn't about the person that has the biggest muscles in the room. Strength isn't about the person that can lift the most or that can keep up someone under their thumb or in control. That's not what we're talking about when we're talking about divine strength. It's the same thing with wisdom. It's not being the person that knows the most in the room. It's not about lording over everyone else what you know. It's not about taking joy, see this one for a while, when your spouse did something that you told them they weren't supposed to do. You knew it was going to turn out badly, and then it did. I was married a long time, I remember. It's not about being wise. It's not about being the sage on the stage. It's about showing up and saying, I am open and willing to learn. What is next for me to learn? What can I open to? And what more can I understand? And how can I show up fully in this life to all the stuff that's happened to me? Kids are in the room right now. Hi, Maddie. And, we include all of it. It's all in here. And the wisdom piece comes in when we can say, I claim it all for a purpose. All the stuff that brought me to my knees and everything that hurt me, doggone it, I'm going to claim that for a reason and to a purpose. And as long as I wake up on the green side of the grass, I am going to do something with that. I'm going to honor the fact that I went through whatever it was I went through, and I came out the other side, and here I am. Can something I've been through help you too? Because that's what it's all about in the end. It's not about saying, I figured that out. We know, right? Life is a spiral staircase. We know that we keep going up and up, 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 up. Oh no, I put that back in your head again, didn't I? Up, up, up to a higher place. Yeah. And there's something to that earworm, right? That's allowing us to remember that each time we go round, we have the opportunity. It's not about it's just going to land on you. It's what we decide to take from it. I've looked at life from both sides now. From 3 sides, from 8 sides, from 24 sides. I've looked at it through every facet I can possibly see through. And guess what? Every time I think I've reached the last facet, there's another one. There's another way to look at this. There's another way to see this. There's another way to be with it. I've said to you before, face everything and rise, fear. A lot of people say false evidence appearing real. Okay, and, my favorite word, and false evidence appearing real. It doesn't feel false when we just heard the news that we are at war. It's not false. It's happening. Does it scare you? Because it scares the hell out of me. Okay? And there's power in the pause. It scares me. I can just follow that thread. I can keep going down that spiral staircase because fear is really convincing. It's scary. It's scary. What's going to happen? What could happen? This could happen. It could come here. We could, until you lose your breath. That's an invitation too. See, all the invitations are laid out there. It's about which one you accept. Because at the same time there's that invitation, there's the invitation to say, pause, take a breath, yes, and. Yes, there is a war happening, and there is something to be learned. There is something to be uncovered. There is a shift that could happen. There are really bad things that happen, and there are really great things that could happen, and we can choose to stand in the gap between what that fear response is and what we do about it. When we're in the middle, in between those things, there's all the invitations on the floor. Which one will I accept? I will accept the one that allows me to breathe, that asks me to stop right where I am, and instead of saying, oh, that's false evidence appearing real, and dismissing it and acting like it's not real and nothing could happen about it, to take the invitation that says, face it, Trish. Feel it, Trish. This is what you're feeling now. And take another breath, pause, step a little closer to your Godness, and know, what is it that I can do in this moment? What I can do in this moment, what we can do and what we have already done so far in this service, is to go into that center, the eye of the storm. In the eye of the hurricane, it's beautiful. It's perfectly calm. It's sunny. It's amazing. And around the eye wall of the hurricane is the worst part of the storm. We can move to the eye. We can acknowledge the wall of clouds around us. And we can take a pause, move into that sacred space within us. Send out prayer energy, send out love, send out peace to all who aren't feeling it. Stand in the knowing, in the love of Godness, in the power of source energy that is underneath all of these circumstances. Stand in it for a minute and claim it and know that, yes, this too shall pass. Whatever the storm might be right now. Maybe you're scared about this war. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're scared that you're going to lose your job, or that something's going to happen to your kid, or a diagnosis, or an impending move, or a new place in life, or you're not sure where you want to go. Whatever it is, we get to stand in the eye of the storm, to take a breath, to look around us and say, in this moment, I breathe the breath of God. In this moment, I choose the peace that passes understanding. In this moment, I choose to know that this too shall pass, and that I can be a force for good. That I get to empower that power of love in me, and that especially if I see someone else that looks like they're having a hard time, I get to go up and say, oh my gosh, I love that shirt. I'm so glad you're here today. Thank you for showing up with me and for claiming peace and love in this world. Thank you for being a wave of unity wherever you go, because we can't just fly over there today and make it stop. The contribution we can make, and it is a practical one. People dismiss thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers are a piece of it. When I hold that prayer presence and I stand in the knowing that peace will come, that I can be peace even in the midst of the storm, that I can be calm, that I can be love, that I can be these things. And then it's not just the thoughts and the prayers. I put feet to those actions. I go out and be love to somebody else, and be peace with somebody else, and be strength with somebody else. I answer that call and I show up with my yes. I will. Yes, I can. And even if I don't feel like I can in that moment, doggone it, I've done it before. My track record so far is 100%. Right? So we can. And then the peace that we need is to move through the breath and remember that, and then go out and do it. Even if it's sweeping my front porch. Even if it's staying home because I know I'm in a dark mood today or I'm not feeling really well. And you know what? My contribution today is just going to be staying out of the fray. Or maybe my contribution today is to show up at a Unity church. We have the minister of Unity from one of the churches of Unity in Cincinnati. She could be anywhere this morning. She doesn't have to stand on the platform, and she's here this morning with her husband because she's traveling, and she's like, hey, let me go be Unity somewhere else today. I'm in Sebring. Let's go be Unity in Sebring. This is the way that the power grows for peace. People who are committed to anger, people who are committed to war, they are powerfully committed. There is a power. They show up for it. They get up every day and they go carry that hate. Let's love louder. Let's love louder. Let's get up every morning and grab a hold of our love and bring it with us wherever we go. And whether we encounter one person or no one or a whole room of people, let's just blast it out there. Because at some point we'll reach critical mass. We reach critical mass for war, we reach critical mass for peace. We are in the allness of God. They say when you're freaked out or when you're stressed out, count to 10. I've got a shortcut. You can count to 5. I'm here to share my shortcut with you. Principle 1, God is the allness. There is nothing outside of God, even within God. Even though I see these things that are happening, they are happening within God. I'm going to claim the reason and the lesson. Because everything happens for a reason depends on you in your life. You know, I have a sign in my house that says, it is what it is, and it will become what you make of it. Because it is what it is. It just is. It's there. That's a candle. Yep, I can light it. I cannot light it. I can take the top off and pour the oil all over the place. It is what it is. It will be what I make of it. That, to me, is the Christ candle, representing the light of Christ within each one of us. Or it could just be a candle. Right? It is what it is. It will become what you make of it. And so if you believe that you are powerful enough to make a difference, even if you're feeling unsure, even if you're not, feeling 1,000%, if you believe you are powerful enough to make a difference, you're right. If you believe you're not, you're right. That's the best news and the worst news. You're right. You're always right. You're always right. That doesn't feel comforting, though, does it, sometimes? Because we like to be right. Even if it's to our detriment, boy, we're going to be right. We can prove ourselves right. That's the thing with empowering wisdom. If we're going to empower wisdom in our life, it's about taking a step back, getting back to center. Principle 1, God is the allness. Principle 2, count to 2, I'm part of the allness. Oh, over here while I'm spinning and freaking out and plotting my arguments so I can win, I'm part of God. Use your power for good. Principle 3, I am creating my life by the thoughts and beliefs that I am empowering. We've all had the passing thought of, jerk. Sometimes in Unity, we people are like, oh, cancel, cancel, cancel. No, it's a passing thought. It's not those thoughts that are creating our lives. Our mind ideates. It's what it does. It just spits out thoughts. They're all invitations. You take the ones you take, right? And whatever you hold on to and empower, give power to, that's what's going to keep out picturing. Now, no, you didn't create a war, and your response to it is your responsibility. You want to make a difference? You want to join in the collective fear? Principle 3, you decide what you're creating with what you know about what's happening. Are you creating more fear and panic? Are you creating more anger and divisiveness? Are you creating the peace that passes understanding? Your choice. I didn't say it was easy. I just said it was simple. Principle 4, we connect with that Godness through prayer and meditation, through taking a pause, through centering ourselves again and getting back into the awareness that I am in Source and I have power in my Source presence. And then principle 5, we count 1 to 5 because we want to go from that knowing of 1, 2, 3, 4 before we take action in our lives. Principle 5 is inspired action, living that truth that you know. Well, sometimes we live the truth that we only kind of realize we're living. It's uncovering those covered up beliefs that empowers what's happening to us, that empowers the choices we get to make, that allows us to really and truly make a difference because we're living on purpose. So don't count to 10, count to 5. God is, I am, I think or believe, I pray and meditate, and then, and only then, do I count to 5 and take inspired action. It sounds so simple, right? And then the swirl happens, and then the stuff happens, and then we feel hurt and we feel lost and we're scared and all of those things. We can say it's false evidence appearing real when we think about fear, or we can face everything and rise, feel everything and release. We can allow it to be a transformative experience. Fear is not your enemy. It would be crazy if you saw something like an impending war or the outbreak of war and your response wasn't fear. If your response is anything other than, oh my goodness, I have psychologists I can refer you to. Because it's normal to feel fear. Or if your life is upended and you're like, oh, it's all good. It's all good. Again, I have a psychologist that I can refer you to, and we can meet and talk about that. Yeah, you'll get to the it's all good. But we've got to be real first. Unity is practical spirituality. It is not blind belief. It is not little cute affirmations designed to make your life all cutesy and sweet. Life is not cutesy and sweet. Parts of it are, and there's a lot more to it than that. Both sides now. All sides now. Is love a show? Do you hold back when you want to say what you really mean? Do you guard yourself and hold in the love because it might make you vulnerable if you let it out? When we live life armed and shielded, guess what we're making room for in the world? War. When we live life thinking that, boy, they're out to get us and that's what's going to happen, that's what we're creating in this world. What are we empowering? We get to choose. Doggone it, I had notes today and I was going to go through them. Josh sent me something a few weeks ago, and I keep wanting to use it, and I keep forgetting. That's why I wanted to make sure I looked at these before. On Facebook, where he shared a video where someone said that they take pictures, random pictures, when they're feeling happy and when they're in the moment of happiness. They take out their cell phone and they take a picture of an item that makes them happy, of something they see in the moment that they're happy. And they said their camera roll on their cell phone would make no sense to anyone else because it's all these random images that seemingly mean nothing. But when that person has a moment of feeling lost or feeling left out, all they need to do is go to their cell phone and open their photo app and take a look through all those little moments that made them happy. Now that's a wise person. That is someone using wisdom. Let's use those moments. Let's use what happens in our lives to bring us closer to our belief that God is here and that ultimately all is well. I love this rock group called Incubus, which many of you may not know because age-wise, you're either too young or too old, but there's a song that they have, and in the song it says, "Blessed is she who sees the wood for the trees. To obtain a bird's eye is to turn a blizzard to a breeze." Can you get a bird's eye view? Can you allow yourself to step outside, to pause in the power of God that exists in every breath? Get a bird's eye view, and then take inspired action to bring about the life that you would like to see. You have that power. So let's do it, shall we? I love you guys, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.